When you perform, you have to simultaneously take control and give the customer the impression that you'll do almost anything to make them happy. I do this in two ways, in advance and on the day of the show. In advance, do all you can to let the parent know how to plan to get the most out of your visit. That includes planning to have things arranged so you can do your best. My planning tip sheet is a list of things that come up again and again. I can perform outdoors if there's good level dry ground for the kids to sit on and good shade for everybody. And if the temperature's 90 or more, we're going inside. I've had too many, so what if it's 110 degrees, I don't want kids messing up my house shows. And there are some other tips on exactly what they can expect from me. You can see this on the website. Call the client about a week before the show. I just want to make sure everything's the same. Jimmy's birthday party, Saturday at 2:30. It's a business-like approach that reminds them to anticipate a professional. And every now and then it prevents you getting to an empty house while the neighbor says, I think they went to Chuck E. Cheese. You still have a chance to replace the booking. On the day of the show, make sure that you leave your house in plenty of time. Allow extra. And carry a map and a cell phone. The map is essential for efficient travel, and the cell phone makes the customer happy by advising her if you're unavoidably delayed or if you need more directions. Everything you say when you arrive should give the parent the feeling that you are accommodating their desires. Where do you want me? Would you prefer that I take my shoes off like the guests? If they want something I don't think is advisable, I try to be diplomatic. Well, I do have other commitments. I can only wait 15 minutes. We need to be over here, not over there. We really need the radio or television off. If you are even an adequate performer, you are a hero as soon as you arrive. We're paid superb fees to do what parents consider impossible. We take over a bunch of kids who are running around all over the place. We gather them up, sit them down, focus their attention, give the adults a chance to enjoy their child's special day. Both the parents and the children are visibly delighted when you show up, so be confident that you can please them. Give them a good time, they'll be happy. Often I'll hear that the birthday child is shy and probably won't volunteer. But for one thing, there's a good bit of warm-up material in my act before the birthday child is called upon to stand up and be the star. It gives the children a chance to get immersed in the show and relaxed before I turn the spotlight on any individuals. Now, here are some steps you can take to encourage a shy guest of honor to participate. And parents really appreciate it if you try. Maybe she'll come and stand alongside mommy, and then very often she'll join in. Or ask her to choose a friend to stand up and help, and then, well, maybe you'd stand up beside your friend. Or let her wave the wand from where she's sitting. Or if that fails, if all else fails, just let the child enjoy the trick at a comfortable distance while someone else helps. Now, you should treat the entire audience, especially the volunteers, respectfully. That doesn't mean you can't be goofy and silly with them, but if the point of a gag or an effect is that something goes wrong, let it be your problem. True, as you've seen in the show video, the trick wands do their stuff in the volunteers' hands, but that's not the same as a sucker trick that ends with you being able to do things well while the volunteer looks stupid. Keep a special eye out for the quiet, shy children. If they aren't bouncing up and down, but they are raising their hand, notice them, include them. Chances are nobody else does. Make this day a happy memory for them. If there's a handicapped kid in the audience and he's mentally functional, don't let the physical problem get in your way. Get his butt up there and take as long as it takes to let him be a star for a minute. Try to make eye contact with every child. Be sure to give an equal chance to minority children. That last bit of those prejudices you and I don't have come out when there are 3 minority children and 20 white children, and you haven't even thought of including one of the minority children. Now, you have to have some flexibility. If they're all girls or all boys at the party, it's going to be tough to do the magic story, but if you're short on girls or boys, You can always enlist a parent of the correct gender, or even tell a girl, well, for the purposes of this story, we're going to call you Bob. While we're talking about children, let's take a sidebar to one of your fears, and I know what one of your big fears is. Am I sure I can really fill all that time? We've already established that you need to have 1 or 2 alternate routines in your pocket to bring out when you need them. How about getting off the track of thinking that you need a solid hour of you talking and them listening? If a little child just pipes up and says, my friend Annie had a magician at her party, instead of jumping over it or letting some adult shush her, ask her, what did he do? Did you get to help? And of course, guess who you should pick as your next helper. When someone has something to say, or the birthday child says, I can do a card trick, you don't have to get sidetracked forever, but let them. You can also lengthen a show that's going too fast by letting them do things the long way. And when it's time to play games, get each child to hop like a bunny, make an ugly face instead of asking them all to do it at once. If you need 5 more minutes, ask who wants to pet the bunny again, or sit the birthday kid on your knee and let him pet the rabbit while the parents take pictures. Whenever I work with children, I try to use their names. They love it. It's great when the parents make name tags. Or you can ask each volunteer, what's your name? Ask for lots of applause and yay for your little volunteers every time, because all applause is perceived as applause for you. Give all my helpers a big yay! Think about, guys. She did it. Give her a big yay! Always give a little more than you're paid for. That key word is always, and the other key word is little. And when it's time to get the check, here's an idea I got from Mike Caveney. Always ask, was everything all right? It goes miles to make you a person who's interested in pleasing them instead of someone who wants $100 and to get out the door. And on your way out, if I can help again, please let me know and hand them a business card or 2.